We're on site right here at the Sand Dunes Resort. I'm with Matt Freeze. He has a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom ocean view condo that made $75,000 in gross rental income in 2024. Now, his operating expenses were $55,000. That means that he closed $20,000 in profit off only one of his ocean view condos right here at the Sand Dunes Resort. Now, Matt, talk to me about 2-bedroom units. What are you seeing in 2024 for gross rental income?
So I'm right around 70,000. Depending on what you
70 grand on a 2-bedroom.
Yeah. The 2 bedrooms, like you said, are the sweet spot. I love the 2 bedrooms. If you're watching the market, they come up available a lot less than any other unit out there.
Yeah.
And just because the demand's higher, like you said, 2 couples, parents, kids. A lot of people are looking for 2 bedrooms.
Okay, it's that sweet spot. All right, so gross rental income is 70. What are your expenses like?
I'd say my operating expenses are, depending on the unit, probably 45 to 50 grand.
So you're pulling how much in profit?
Roughly around 20 grand.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
$20,000 profit per unit is not bad. If you own 5 of them, that's $100,000.
Right.
All right. So moving right along, let's talk through 3 bedrooms. What's your gross rental income on a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom?
What's crazy is the numbers on the 3 bedrooms. They're a lot on my 3 bedrooms, and I think there's 2 variables. One, how good do they look, right? The other variable is that they're not direct oceanfront, right? So you want to make that unit pop because
it's not oceanfront.
It's not ocean. They're ocean view, not oceanfront. So you really need to make that unit pop.
Yeah. So, excuse me, you're saying that if you don't go the oceanfront route and you buy an ocean view unit, when he says ocean view, he means like a side angle view of the ocean.
That's right.
So if you buy an ocean view unit, you have to do a stellar remodel, and you would even say over remodel.
Right. Because right here at Grand Cayman, those units. Oh my God, they're amazing. I've seen the numbers. They do amazing on the 3 bedrooms, right?
But they're also remodeled amazing inside.
Right, and that's the kicker. And that's where my 3-bedroom here at Sand Dunes, it does really good. It did usually year after year. It was in the 80s, but this year I was a little bit lower, probably the high 70s.
Not bad.
My operating expenses are roughly, I'd say, 55,000.
Okay.
So I'm still making over 20 grand on these units.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's but on the nice unit. Now on this year it was a swing. Like usually they're pretty across the board at the same income.
Yeah.
But my uglier units this year, I'd say brought in like 65 to 70 grand.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a bigger swing this year than any other year.
Now you're talking about market fluctuations. You're noticing some differences between your updated units and your non-updated units, your older dated units. All right, but let's also backtrack for a second. You mentioned that your 3 bedrooms in the year before brought in 80 grand.
You're right.
So, kind of talk me through like the last 8 years. How big of a fluctuation will you see in a given year?
Well, so every year, and I look at my numbers, every year the income was higher, right? And then last year there was a little drop off, and then this year was a little more of a drop off. It's not because Airbnb is crashing. It's not because people, aren't coming to Myrtle Beach. It's not because it's oversaturated. It really is, what I believe is because of our economy. People are scared right now.
They're clamming up.
They're clamming up. They're holding on to their cash. And not as many people are traveling. So you really want your unit to book first.
Now, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say just before you're having to lower the price to try to make sure they stay.
Yeah.
Unit 401. Here we come. All right. So as you can see, guys, construction has already started. Look at that. We don't have any lights on in here. It is a little bit late. But you can see he's already gotten into the kitchen a little bit. Sorry. Oh, let me get this light on, guys. There we go. You can see he's already gotten into the bathroom, that is, excuse me. These doors are coming off. I can't wait to show you guys the new stuff we're putting up. Here's our kitchen, as you can see. Here's our great drawings that the contractor did. of the kitchen. But let's check out the rest of the unit. All right, you basically have your dining room and your living room, open floor concept. To our right, we have our first bedroom. There isn't much light in here, guys, as we have taken down all the lamps and everything. There's a closet back there, but we've got everything stacked up because we're starting to demo. Now, this is a bathroom. There we go. That is an entrance to the bathroom, as you can see. Kind of Jack and Jilly, but that's our bathroom. There's another closet here with bifold doors. That's our master. Again, we are out of light in this room, just simply due to the fact that we've got everything set up for demo. But you can see we started to clear it out. Let's see if we can get some light on in here. There we go. That's the bathroom that comes off the master. Let me just show you that real quick with some light on. All right, guys, enough talking about it. We're at Unit 401 here in the Tidemaster. Let's get in and check it out. Now, as soon as you walk in, you'll notice multiple doors. We have a bedroom here to our left. We do have a washer and dryer here and a utility closet. We do have a pantry here, but don't miss the foyer. Obviously, nice little setup with a great little closet for keeping all of your beach fun stuff. Now, we're going to go first into our initial bedroom. You'll notice the flat screen TV on the wall. You will notice beautiful molding up top. Again, gorgeous LVP flooring throughout. Brand new fixture. And as you can see, a gorgeous bathroom that has been freshly redone. And you do have a nice stand-up shower here. But let's keep moving. So as I mentioned, there's a utility closet here. We do have a washer and dryer here. And then we have our pantry here, as you can see. Gorgeous kitchen. Now this is beautiful, guys. Brand new cabinets throughout. Brand new stainless steel appliances. Granite countertops. Gorgeous backsplash, as you can see. And we opened up the space, adding, we pulled the cabinets out that were blocking that beautiful ocean view and put some gorgeous recessed lighting in, as you can see. As you walk in, of course, it's open concept flowing from the kitchen to the dining room and then straight on into the living room. But let's get in here and check out our next bedroom. As you can see here, flat screen TV on the wall. Mirror dresser. Another closet over this way. There we go, as you can see. And again, another great bedroom, brand new fixtures, as you can see. Now there is kind of there's a double door here that leads into the bathroom, so you can enter this bathroom this way, or you can come from the main common area and enter this way. And as you can see, nice vanity, mirror, new lighting fixtures, brand new shower doors. We do have a closet here. Again, utility. Now we walk into that main living room area with that beautiful, now I don't want to get to it just yet, but the master is this way with an owner's closet. Let's just check out this view before we go any further. Now you'll notice from this gorgeous balcony, if I understand correctly, this is one of the largest balconies here at Tidemaster. As you can see, it is pretty expansive. It does have an additional entryway from the master bedroom, but look at that view, guys. Look at that view. There is plenty of balcony space for fun with your friends and family, especially during those summer times. Let's take just a quick peek. You see that gorgeous 70-inch TV. Beautiful furnishings. There's our owner's closet. And then let's get into the master. Again, another TV on the wall. Nice flat screen. New fixtures. This is a closet for the master, as you can see. And then gorgeous shiplap, as you can see. Beautiful shower doors. Absolutely stunning fixture. Well, guys, that just about wraps it up for the remodel here at 517 South Ocean Boulevard. As you can see, man, this place turned out very well.
Click the screen now to see the next part of the interview with Matt Freeze. Stay tuned, because in the rest of the video,
I'd say yes. They've been profitable for the last 8 years. I gross on my units, I'd say between $50,000 to $80,000 gross. I'm netting between, I'd say, 15 to 30 grand.
all right, so we're standing right outside of Bowie's, right here in North Myrtle Beach, a great happening little spot right here on Ocean Boulevard. Let's get inside. We're gonna meet with Matt Freeze today. He is a veteran in the Airbnb business, especially in oceanfront condos. I cannot wait for you to meet him. There we go. Guys, on today's show, I have with me Matt Freeze. I could not wait. I can't wait to get this content to you guys. You're going to learn about Matt. He is in my opinion, a veteran in the Airbnb, Myrtle Beach Oceanfront Condo business. He's been in the business now 8 years doing short-term rentals. He is also a loan officer. He's a lender. He's been lending now for the last 4 years. He is married with children. He is a regular guy just like me and you. But he does own 12 oceanfront condo rentals. Now, he brings in between $15,000 and $30,000 in profit every single year on each one of his oceanfront condos. I can't wait to get you in here, guys. We're going to cover stuff like market fluctuations, getting ready for hurricanes. You're going to hear a little bit about his story on how he actually took the plunge and got into oceanfront condos, which you're going to be shocked about, because he did sell his primary residence and move into an apartment just to score his first oceanfront condo rental, and that decision paid off excellent. Anyways, there's so many nuggets of truth in this in this content. He's going to share with you his secret sauce. We're talking the interior design of the unit. We're talking Airbnb versus VRBO and North Myrtle Beach versus Myrtle Beach, and I mean, you name it, we pretty much discuss it in this video. So get ready, buckle up, and let's jump into it now. All right, Matt, so talk to me about oceanfront condos right here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Are oceanfront condos good investments on Airbnb and VRBO?
I'd say yes. They've been profitable for the last 8 years. So
8 years, wow, that's a good bit of time. So you've been in the business 8 years doing Airbnbs, and have all of your units been profitable?
So I did have one that wasn't, and I did offload that pretty quickly. I could have probably been profitable if I would have done a full renovation on it. But overall, all the others have been profitable.
Yeah, so basically 7 out of 8 units over 8 years have been profitable for you.
Right, yeah.
Now guys, as a first-time investor, that's some valuable information right there. Now we're gonna move right along through a handful of questions, Matt. What are the regulations for renting out oceanfront condos on Airbnb VRBO?
So there's really not much that Airbnb VRBOs require for the condo hotels. Basically, as soon as you buy one, you can literally throw it on the Airbnb and start making money almost overnight.
Guys, you hear that? There's a low regulations to entry. That simple, that easy. You can be on Airbnb and VRBO basically as soon as you close. Now, how much can I earn renting out an oceanfront condo on Airbnb VRBO?
So it varies depending on bedrooms and the units and whatnot. I average I gross on my units, I'd say between $50,000 to $80,000 gross. Net, I'm netting between, I'd say 15 to 30 grand.
All right, guys, I'm gonna just repeat the last part of what he said. He said that he has basically 8 condos. He had 7, then he traded it out, and you got an 8th, right? On that one that you offloaded.
So I actually have 12 now.
So he's got 12 condos now. Anyways, he's pulling in between 15 and 30 grand in profit annually off of these oceanfront condos. Now you do the math, and it's not that far-fetched for you as a first-time investor to find yourself in Matt's shoes only 5 to 10 years up the road if you play your cards right. Stay tuned, because in the rest of the video,
I hear it all the time. People are like, oh, they might destroy the place. I haven't had a single person ever destroy my properties.
You're bringing in more cash than anything that's gone wrong at your unit.
Right. We were down for like 45 days. If I had HO6, it would have covered the lost rental income for those 45 days.
Now, what are the best locations for oceanfront condos on Airbnb and VRBO?
So it varies, but I prefer the Golden Mile. I prefer from the Skywheel up.
Now, when you say Golden Mile, can you give them a little bit more? Do you have a specific on that?
So I don't know the details of where the Golden Mile is, but me, from what I understand, is the Skywheel north for a mile.
Okay.
But yeah, so the ones in the south are they're still profitable. I have friends who've made profit on south of the Skywheel.
Yeah.
But I personally prefer that Golden Mile.
Absolutely, absolutely. So guys, if you want more information on the Golden Mile in Myrtle Beach, send me a quick text message, 843-360-1737, and I'll get that for you. Now, what amenities should an oceanfront condo have for Airbnb and VRBO guests?
So again, it varies. A lot of times, the less amenities you have, the lower a lot of times your HOAs are. But
the HOAs are lower
if you have less amenities.
Yeah,
a lot of times.
Right.
But if the more amenities you have, the more rental income you can bring in.
No doubt.
A couple of the resorts that have the indoor water parks, they kill it in the wintertime.
Yeah, so comes to mind, Sand Dunes has a water park. Now there's this outdoor.
There's outdoor.
Landmark again has another outdoor water park. I think the Sea Mist has a little park out there. Anyway, so you can find oceanfront condos that do have indoor water parks, and he's giving you a big clue, a big secret right there. You want to drive that rental income up, you need to find those. Now, you said something that really caught my attention. You talked about lower HOAs versus higher HOAs. People are always concerned, especially for some investors, I would say, as far as HOA dues. In your opinion, do you agree with me that it's more about the gross rental income than the HOA fee?
Right. Because we're not paying the HOA fee.
Exactly.
The guests pay the HOA fee, but overall, they want those amenities a lot of times.
Yeah, exactly. And so generally the HOA fees, those are, you have an HOA board on site. That consist primarily of people that own the units at that specific resort. So all that said, they're going to most likely, or at least they should be doing value added improvements to the property. And they should be making, so if you see that HOA fee increase, well, most likely they're doing major projects. They're doing things that are going to add value to that resort so that people continue to book it. So I'm not afraid of HOA dues. I'm not afraid of them increasing a little bit. Of course, you don't want something crazy where you've got special assessments for 3 to 5 years in a row or anything like that, and which we can get into that in other videos where I've talked about timing your buy after all the major projects. But As you can see here, we have a real live investor with 12 oceanfront condos, and he's not afraid of HOA dues or them increasing.
No, and I kind of laugh when a lot of people will say, "Oh wow, those HOAs are so high." I don't pay those. The guests pay them, and they're profitable. Overall, you look at what was a gross rent.
Exactly. Where are those numbers playing out, and am I bringing in profit? So moving right along, how do I set pricing for my oceanfront condo on Airbnb VRBO?
So that's a tough one. Everyone always asks me that, and really nobody really knows. I've played with there's Price Labs, the software that prices, depend on how other people are pricing, how they're booking. I prefer to do it manually. I do like a waterfall effect, like every day I drop the price until I start feeling I can't reel the line until I catch the fish.
Yep.
And at that point, I know, all right, I'm getting people are now asking about the property. I'm at a good price.
Exactly. So it's the same thing that we do when buying and selling properties in real estate. We're going to drop that price to the point where we start getting adequate inquiries and showings on that property. Matt's doing the very same thing. He's simply adjusting the price at any given time until he starts getting traction on it.
Right.
If he's not getting traction, he's most likely overpriced for that property. If people aren't blowing his phone up or texting him, or he's not getting messages, then that's a red flag to you to go, hey, I need to adjust this price. So that's a very simple and easy way for you, especially starting out, to manage your own oceanfront condo and to set your own pricing strategy by market feedback. Now, what are the occupancy rates for oceanfront condos on Airbnb VRBO?
So, and I think I sent you my numbers. I year after year, I'm usually in the 90% occupancy. And
hold on. Can you say that one more time?
I'm usually in the 90s for the occupancy.
Guys, he just said 90%.
There's a demand. It definitely there's a demand. And there's always demand all year round. It depends on what the price tag is.
Yep.
So I say full all year.
Yep. Well, that's a pretty short, sweet answer to that to a big question that a lot of you first-time guys have. Now, what are the risks of renting out an oceanfront condo on Airbnb VRBO?
So anytime you rent any properties to anyone, there's risk. And I hear it all the time. People are like, they might destroy the place. I haven't had a single person ever destroy my properties. There are horror stories out there, I understand. Airbnb, I don't know about VRBO, but I know Airbnb has their Air Protect, where basically if something happens, you're covered up to $1 million.
And that one's called Air Protect,
I think
right?
something like that.
Yeah.
And so basically you're covered. I've had little things happen. Mirrors have been broken, and then the guest doesn't respond. Airbnb covers that. And so far, I haven't found any reasons, any risks that outweigh the benefits.
Yeah. So basically, you're bringing in more cash than anything that's gone wrong at your unit.
Right.
So
Definitely.
it makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yep, here we go, guys. Trying to keep it short and sweet for you. All right, so how do I manage an oceanfront condo rental on Airbnb VRBO remote?
So I'm 3.5 hours away from my condos. I try not to come back down more than I have to. I use a third-party software. It's called HostAway. It also gets me on Google Vacation Rentals, which is the next booming platform.
Look, he's giving you secrets, guys. He's giving you the sauce right here.
There's no middleman. If your guest pays $1,000 for the week, you get paid out $1,000 for the week. If not, you're playing the prices for the guests, not playing or coming out of your profits.
Too simple, too easy, guys.
It is, and so I use that software. I use it for automation. It sends my messages to my guests. It handles all of that. I have amazing cleaning company that I've used for years. They are integrated with my iCals. So when I have a booking, I don't have to alert them. They automatically know he has a booking, he has a cancellation.
Too simple, too easy.
It's easy.
So you're using technology to automate the process and make it simple and easy.
Right.
What about cleaning?
So the cleaning company, they're great. They come in. I don't ever have to talk to them unless there's an issue. But besides that, they have my iCal, so they know when I have a booking. They know when I have a cancellation.
That simple. Wow. So we got cleaning. You know, you pay your taxes probably online.
Yep.
Imagine your insurance. It's, you know, the exterior of the building is covered through the HOA.
Right.
Do you do the HO6 insurance on your units?
So I do. You have to if you have a mortgage, but on the units that if you don't have a mortgage, I went 1 year without it, and we got hit with a hurricane. Not a big deal. The building's insurance covered everything, but the only thing that we were down for like 45 days. If I had HO6, it would have covered the lost rental income for those 45 days.
Dude, so the HO6 is well worth it. Again, he's giving you more secrets there. Stay tuned, because in the rest of the video...
And I know a lot of people are afraid, oh, I don't want to be bothered in the middle of the night.
All right, so let's move right along. How do I manage an oceanfront condo rental? I already covered that one. Are there property management companies that specialize in oceanfront condo rentals for Airbnb and VRBO?
Yes, there's several of them around, and I haven't heard any complaints about any of them. Yeah.
Now, me personally, now you manage all your own rentals.
Right.
Again, you self-manage. I would recommend that. You know, the property management companies in general are going to eat up all your profits in the deal. Self-managing, in my opinion, I'm a big endorser of that. That's the way to go if you want to make money. There's probably, and you know, confirm this for me, there's a little bit of work when you're getting started, but after you get the systems and the routine in place, then it just coast, right?
Right, and I know a lot of people are afraid, oh, I don't want to be bothered in the middle of the night. I tell you, my Airbnb says I go to bed at midnight, I wake up at 6 a.m. If anything happens during that time, I will reach out to you in the morning. And I have for 8 years now. It's worked for me.
Yep, look at that, guys. Wonderful. All right, guys, let's get in unit 904. When you walk in, there's tile flooring all throughout the entrance. Immediately to your right, you have 2 full-size beds, flat screen TV, and a little bit of a view out this window, although I won't show it to you really because of the blinds, but you do have a closet in the corner here and bathroom access through this door back here behind the entrance door. Across the hall, you have your second bedroom. Again, flat screen TV. Another view throughout the window. And of course, a nice owner's closet in the left corner. And an actual closet, mirrored closet right to my left there. Bathroom. We have light fixture, tub shower combo, tile. All right, guys, we're in the kitchen now. You can see refrigerator, stove, microwave, dual sink, and a dishwasher. Dining room, right into the living room. Notice that nice accent wall. You know, the fireplace, the flat screen TV, and the moneymaker here, the large, spacious balcony. That's what you want. You want plenty of space on that balcony. Look at that ocean view. Now, it does have an entrance to the master. There are 2 beds here in the master as well. This unit's set up very well to sleep as many as possible. As you can see here, 2 more full-size beds. Another closet in the left corner, and then your own bathroom here, you can see. And there is also a stackable washer-dryer unit right here, as you can see. All right, guys, well, this is Brandon signing off with Matt Freeze here with the Shorewise Wealth channel right here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We have 2 more videos with Matt Freeze. They are chock full of content and secrets and the secret sauce, and they are even longer than this video. Click on the screen now to watch them. All right, guys, so in this video, Matt is going to spill all the juicy details of all the crazy guest stories that he's had renting Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos, those short-term vacation rentals right here at the sand dunes and a handful of the other resorts in our market. He's going to tell you every crazy story that you've ever wanted to hear and every nightmare guest, and also how he beats Airbnb and the guest from cheating him out of his well-earned money. All right, guys, let's get in 904. Now we have Matt Freeze here. As you can see, he is tearing apart his unit, but all for good stuff. check this out. So Matt, take me to school on what I've caught you doing in here.
Oh, so basically, I came down here yesterday morning, pulled up all the carpet, threw down some LVP. Now I'm just putting up the finishing trim to finish things out in this room, and then tomorrow morning I'll start on this room. This is how the room looked before. I mean, it's a mess, but it was just ugly, dark carpet. It brightens the room up a whole lot.
Yeah, you can see if you look between that carpet and that room right there, man. And then you also put LVP flooring in the living room.
Yeah. So I came in here on a Monday, ripped up the carpet. By Tuesday afternoon, I was done with the LVP through here, and then Tuesday afternoon, I decided to put in a fireplace.
Yeah, that's a nice wall right there, buddy.
Thank you.
Nice accent wall.
Knocked that out in about 4 hours.
Really?
Yeah. So all of this was done in 24 hours. Ripped up the carpet and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing the transformation you can make that fast.
Oh yeah. No, because the dark carpet really makes a difference. Now this really pops, especially for the pictures, because you can see right out to the beach. You can look at the fireplace. This helps in off-season rentals for sure.
Really?
Oh yeah, because people want a fireplace in off-season.
Oh, that's right.
Where else
colder.
is Santa Claus supposed to come?
Yeah, exactly. So I've noticed that you've had a consistent theme throughout your units where you're doing the fireplace and the flat screen on the accent wall.
Mm-hmm.
You've obviously got the cool picture back here and the LVP flooring. I mean, is this the secret sauce?
It definitely helps. Updating your unit. A couple years ago, I was said, "Hey, leave it the way it is," but now people want updated units.
The market's changed.
It has changed.
Yeah, people have bougie taste.
Yes, and they can now. Right?
Yeah.
Like, because before all these units were outdated. All of them were outdated. Now, people want an updated unit.
They're coming in. They're buying them up. They're remodeling them and they're putting them on Airbnb.
That's right.
And it works. All right, Matt. So, real quick, let's just talk real fast about. Hold on, I gotta find my place. Okay. So, Matt, how do you navigate financing for short-term vacation rental properties, especially being an out-of-state investor?
Well, so, I am a mortgage lender.
Come on.
So
I knew it was coming.
Before it was a little difficult finding lenders back when I started 8 years ago to find lenders that would lend on these condos. And I realized there was a niche for it. So then I did my research. I found investors that would do it. I financed my condos. And then once I had enough condos to make my passive income, I decided to make the leap into the mortgage lending business. And that was the first thing on my plan is, all right, I need to be a lender on condos because it's hard to get financing there.
Yeah, exactly. So you found a great niche that you could jump into and hopefully build a competitive advantage and hopefully take over that market. Come on.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of people reach out to me wanting to know more about the financing and also about rentals. So it's a one-stop shop.
Yeah, exactly. So basically you've got the experience and the know-how on top of being able to get people financed.
Right.
Yep. So are there any creative financing methods that you've used at all?
So, a lot of the stuff I do is DSCR, basically debt service credit ratio. As long as it's going to cash flow, you're pretty much golden.
Yeah. So guys, what the DSCR is basically it's a loan where, you have to have a threshold credit score, of course. However, you don't have to show tax returns or bank statements or anything so long as the property cash flows positively.
Right. And besides that, a lot of the investors here, I will do a cash out refi on a property that they currently own, use those funds, move them over so they can buy another one. So that way they're buying properties with no money out of pocket.
Guys, you're hearing it right here from Matt Freeze. He's letting you know how to do it. Doing HELOCs and stuff like that, that is a very, very viable strategy that a lot of people use to pay that down payment money on that next purchase.
Right.
Yep. Okay, so real quick, talk about being out of state though. Is there any, is there any particular challenges or does technology just pretty much level that playing field? It's not even a big deal.
Yeah, technology is great. I don't feel like, basically years ago it would have been tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, now
Super easy.
you can always find somebody, especially if your guests in your condo, if they need a mop, right?
Yeah.
You can Instacart them a mop in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and you're only paying a little fee.
Super easy, super
Right.
simple. Technology's made it super easy, guys. Okay, and I often tell people about that. You know, I have people that are concerned to get into the short-term rental game because they're like, well, I'm super busy. A lot of the investors that I work with are super busy. They're
Right.
small business owners just like us. They have a full-time job, and they're investing in their free time with the capital that they're making from their full-time profession or small business. Now, Matt, can you speak to how not time-consuming oceanfront condos are?
So at first, after I bought my first one, I said, "Oh my God, there's no way I can get a second one." Like you said, technology has made it easier because there's an iCal. Your cleaners have a program that syncs with your iCal to automate things, and I use a third-party program that really helps me automate things.
Yep. And do you mind sharing that?
Yeah, it's HostAway.
HostAway, right there. Third-party program makes it simple and easy. And I was talking to another investor recently, and basically he uses a service called Hostiva.
Yep.
They charge 10%, and he doesn't really do anything with the rental. They do all of it for him.
Do everything, yes.
You know, I mean, like, I don't know how much easier that could be as far as a short-term vacation rental. I mean, 10% is not a lot of your profit, and they're doing all the work.
That's right.
Yep. All right. So you obviously manage your properties yourself, right?
Yep.
Can you speak to, hiring a property manager versus do-it-yourself management?
Well, so yeah, it depends on how much time you have. I do the math. I want that profit. So I, manage it. Not only that, yes, there's amazing property management companies here in Myrtle. I can name off a couple, but they can help you increase your profit. I'm pretty good at it. I've been doing it for a long time, so I know the little niches, little things to do to increase the rentals.
Yep. Is there any tips that you'd share?
Well, so one of my things that I like to butt up my reservations, right? Like I don't want a weird Monday, Tuesday gap. So a lot of times, if I have somebody check it out on Sunday or check it out on Monday, that Sunday or Monday, I'm going to drop the price for that one day with a 4 or 5 day minimum to try to make somebody, who wants the window that I'm offering fall in that category, fall in that window.
So that way you don't have any wasted space, basically.
Right.
It's always being rented.
And that's because, somebody explained it to me before, on an airplane, when the airplane takes off, if there's an empty seat, that seat has zero value to it.
Yeah.
And so
they're all that fixed costs, and they're spending that money,
right?
But they're not making anything for it.
So I stay full. Is at what rate varies.
Yeah.
But I stay full.
But you've done the math, and it's better to offer a cheaper product and stay with bookings back to back than it is to just shoot for.
Most of the time.
Most of the time, okay.
You always have the clients. I had a gap, a 2-day gap. It was Sunday, Monday.
Yep.
I dropped the price. The guests who went in there, they broke the TV, shattered the TV. I was only going to make like $80 on their stay when the dust settles. But I have started claiming and charged back to the guests through Airbnb, so I'm just waiting on them to pay for that. But overall, most of the time, yes, you usually.
Now, in your experience, do you have a lot of vandalism?
No. It's because.
Can you count on one hand, over the last 8 years, how many issues you've had like that?
I can name off one time, and they weren't even mad. The guests weren't mad at me. The guests were mad at the resort. They were doing drugs in the unit. The resort escorted them out. I didn't even know about it, but apparently, as on the way out there, they decided to grab their eggs and just throw the eggs all in the unit.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah. So the cleaners cleaned it up. I had to touch up some paint areas. That.
Yeah, that's not too bad. So in all the years that you've been doing this, only one vandalism case.
Right. You always have one-off cases, like a guy fell off a stool and his head went through the wall. You know, but you know, they paid for it.
Does that happen all the time?
Not often, but it's happened. I've got stories.
All right, come on, share some of these stories. I want to hear this. So a guy literally went through the wall.
Yeah, his head went through the wall. Well, so they tried to cover it up. Luckily, so I had the owner's
Did they slide the picture over it or something?
No. So it was at the breakfast bar,
Yeah.
right? I guess it was after a night of drinking. The guy kind of passed out, fell out. His head went through the wall. So the next day,
Literally through the wall.
oh yeah. So the next day, they took a Budweiser box, right? And they went in the owner's closet. So in the owner's closet, I had caulk. I had.
They did not.
Oh yeah, I had drywall mud. I had paint in there. So they took a Budweiser box and caulked it to the wall, and then painted over it. They mudded it, painted it. You know, luckily, a good cleaning company, they noticed it and said, "Hey, this wall wasn't like this before," and it just looked a little weird. And yeah.
So you basically came in there and kind of put your hand through the wall.
Oh yeah. Luckily they caught it because, you know.
Now, did you charge them anything? Or?
Oh yeah, they apologized. I was coming down that week anyway, so I was like, hey, don't worry, I'm gonna patch it up, but you know, it's gonna be $100.
Yeah, you got to pay for that. Guys, you gotta trust me. You made it to the end of the video, but you need to click the video that's on your screen right now to hear how Matt Freeze makes $15,000 to $30,000 a year in annual profit off each of his 8 Myrtle Beach Oceanfront condos. That's over $180,000 in average annual profits right there in passive income each and every year. Click the screen now. All right, guys, so on today's show, we have with us Matt Freeze. We're going to dive into all kinds of topics, taking a deeper dive into Myrtle Beach short-term vacation rental, oceanfront condo ownership right here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You don't want to miss it.
Right.
Any other kind of crazy stories?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Let's see. You know, off the top of my head, no, but there was so one of the units, the guests checked out, the cleaners went in, and there was blood everywhere. The mattress was saturated with blood. There was blood splatter on the ceiling, blood splatter on the wall. We called the police. The police went out. They roped off the place. They were treating it as a homicide, even though there wasn't a body there, but it was a lot of blood. And so they tracked down the guests who stayed in there, and apparently it was something that happened outside the condo. I guess he got stabbed at the bar or something.
Get out.
And they slept in the bed, but somehow I don't know how it ended up everywhere, but he was okay.
The guy was okay, though.
He was okay.
Dude, that's a little bit freaky.
Yeah,
right?
so the guests had to pay for all the
no doubt.
Everything, but
so a handful of stories.
Yeah.
Handful of stories. Vandalism isn't something to really be concerned about. Stuff is going to happen from time to time. Somebody might slip and fall and go through a wall. At the same token, you just have the people pay for it.
Right.
Yeah, it's super easy. All right, management and operations. So again, property management company versus do it yourself. For you, it makes a lot more sense to just do it yourself,
right,
even though you are out of state.
Yeah.
So how many times a year would you think that you come to take care of your units?
You know, it really, I come down because I want to. Like, you know, here recently I've been very busy, so I haven't been down in 6 months. You know, I didn't have to come down. I came down just because the family's coming down later this week. So I figured I'd come down early, get some work done in the condo. Yeah. But in reality, you know, I think I could manage it without coming down.
Wow.
And, you know, I have the connections. You know, if I need renovations done for them, people come. You know, it's. If not, I'm resourceful, right? There's social media networking. You know, social media, you can reach out and find people that can do anything for you down here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. So, how do you handle emergencies, and what kind of emergencies have you had in the past?
So, originally I was available 24/7. I'm kind of at a point where, in my listing, I go to bed at midnight. I wake up at 6 a.m. If you have a problem within that window, figure it out.
Yeah.
I would rather not lose sleep over it. I would rather, if they're having a problem, if they can't figure it out, they're going to find another place.
Yeah.
And so this actually happened to me the other night. The guests got to the condo, the combination code wasn't working. They couldn't figure it out. Airbnb, they called Airbnb. My phone was on silent because they were trying to check in at 2 a.m. I didn't, so I didn't hear it ring. So Airbnb put them in another unit. I checked in the next morning. I apologized and said, okay, well, now that my schedule is open, I can rebook it. I would rather that happen than get a phone call in the middle of the night at 2 o'clock in the morning saying, hey, why can't I get in this unit?
Exactly.
So,
all right, guys, so let's go ahead and hop into a cash scenario purchase of this unit if it was a double bed unit. Purchase price is $121,900. Again, that gross rental income, I did $2,500 under what the highest did at $25,000. If you only rent this property on Airbnb, there's only a 3% property management fee. That's $750. Your subtotal then is $24,250. Your taxes on this unit were only $983.52. Again, that's $983.52. Guys, that's not per month. That's for the whole year. Your HO6 insurance is $1,000. It's probably going to be a little bit lower, cheaper than that. Your cleaning services, that's $3,600. That's at 30 cleanings based on $120 per cleaning. And then your annualized HOA dues were only $7,392. Now this is going to bring you to a subtotal of $12,975.52. If you subtract that $12,975.52 from the $24,250 up top, it leaves you with $11,274.48. Now, again, I want to throw out that there is a personal property tax you're going to have to pay on an investment property for your internal furnishings. It's marginal in my opinion, so I did not include it here. Electricity, internet, and pest control are included in the HOA fee. And I want to throw out that the AirDNA estimated projected revenue was actually $35,800 with an occupancy rate of 43% for an average daily rent of $229. So guys, all in all, I think you can do very well with these properties. I think you can hit that $35,000 mark. Absolutely. There are plenty of stellar oceanfront condo units in our market that are in the top 5% that absolutely crush those rental income numbers. Now let's get inside unit 917. All right, as soon as you walk in, you're going to notice a beautiful barnyard door. They've done a great job finishing this place. Bathroom, as you can see. You've got your tub shower combo. We have a little storage closet right here upon entry. We've got a little nook right here, as you can see. Great place for a bar or a coffee maker. You come straight in. You have your kitchen to the left. You've got a bed and a sofa, chair, fireplace, and flat screen TV. And another little table here. This has all of your information. This is typical of how I see things done, guys, for Airbnb. That's what they do. There's a little welcome message. They've got on here the Wi-Fi password and all kinds of information. And it's well done. LVP flooring throughout, as you can see. Nice modern furniture. It is wonderful. I do want to give you a quick little zoom in of the kitchen area. This is everything that you need for a vacation stay. As you can see, little mini fridge, sink, microwave. You can come out on the balcony. And sure enough, you got a beautiful ocean view. There's the rest of your view. And now look down below us and you can see the cool lazy river. This is a well done, excellent Airbnb vacation rental property. All right, so let's work through depreciation. Now this unit has a purchase price of $121,900 divided by 39 years for short-term rentals. It brings you to a taxable income deduction of $3,125.64. Now, guys, I want to throw out there that you can also do a cost segregation study. For you high-income earners you could be writing off up to $15,000 to $30,000 in a given year by doing a cost segregation study on your oceanfront condo purchase. So if you're interested in more information about that, give me a call. I'll be more than happy to get those questions answered for you. And finally, what you've been waiting for, guys, appreciation on these units. In 2014, if you would have purchased one of these efficiency units, on average, you would have paid $51,000. Now you fast forward to 2024, and that's $119,500. That's as much as $68,500 in appreciation, over 134%, guys. Come on. Let's get inside and check out the landmark water park they've got right here. As you can see, guys, really, really cool. They do serve drinks here. Really, really cool. You can see their menu. And as you can see here, they're having lots and lots of fun. And this is what you want to look for when you're investing in an oceanfront condo. You have to get great on-site amenities, because that's what's going to create the demand for your unit. Now, of course, your unit has to be updated. It has to be modern. You got to meet a lot of criteria. But if you don't have the on-site amenities, well, families, the 20 to 22 million tourists that visit this market each year, they're not going to rent your unit. And this happens to be the landmark, one of the best as far as cost-effective and and extremely affordable product offerings, if you want to call it that, on our market. You're not going to be able to really go anywhere and find an oceanfront condo that has these types of amenities and pay $121,000. Now that is a really cool bridge that goes from the parking deck. You can see there's the parking deck. It's going to go from the parking deck all the way across to the landmark. And that's the landmark right there across the street. So guys, this is an excellent value. It's probably one of the best values that you're going to find on the beach. Really quick, just take a little detour over here. I don't want to get wet. As you can see, pretty cool, guys. Pretty cool. Click the screen now to see the next part of the interview with Matt Freese.